Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Ultimate General's Civil War, and today we're going to fight the granddaddy of them all, the Battle of Gettysburg. We've spent all of our resources, all of our recruits. We have a little bit of money left, but not a substantial amount. We've increased our supply of our corps to just shy of, 30,000 in two of the corps, 25,000 in one of the corps. Given this is going to be a battle that lasts some time, I'm thinking we'll use that extra money, actually, to increase our supply across the board, just because it seems likely to me we may run out of supply. It does mean that we better be sure as hell that we don't have any of these ammo wagons get captured, because, good lord, they are loaded with supply. With that being said, we are ready for the Battle of Gettysburg. We are, like 40 episodes in terms of the videos on demand. This is being recorded for a live stream, but you can see here we have won a whole bunch of battles, a whole bunch of them. We've lost one single battle thus far, and we have assigned all of our good officers to our army. We've assigned most of our good weaponry. We've got some in reserve, and we've assigned all of our recruits. We are about as ready as we can be. We've got a full first corps with some 30,000 troops roughly. We've got a full second corps with 31,000 troops. And then we have a full third corps with some, not a full third corps, we're actually shy of a division in the third corps, but a good-sized third corps of 21,000 troops. All told, about 90,000 soldiers in our army. I think we're basically like right at 90,000. You can see a fourth corps here, but there's no one in it. It's a phantom corps. As a division commander, William Nelson has a corps commander, Winfield Hancock, and casualties in recent battles have prevented us from building this corps out in a way that I would have liked. So I've got two very good officers that are just kind of sitting on the sideline, twiddling their thumbs. I wish the game allowed you to dismember a functioning corps, but as far as I can tell, it doesn't. With that being said here, we are actually about 6 guns shy of a full artillery battery in the second corps. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's jump into the granddaddy, the Battle of Gettysburg. We won the Battle of Winchester, which means the Confederate army at Gettysburg will be a little bit weaker. We've maxed out prestige, maxed out politics, and we've almost maxed out economy. So this means we'll get the most possible recruits from either a victory, draw, or defeat. We'll get the most possible money from all of those situations. And I think it's interesting that Antietam pays better in recruits, pays better in victory, pays better all around than the Battle of Gettysburg, despite Gettysburg, being really famous. But that is what it is. So let's go ahead and jump in. All right. If I do yawn, guys, I apologize. It is after or approaching midnight here, my time. But anyway, so we are pursuing General Lee in Pennsylvania, trying to stop his army from forging inside Union territory. Allowing the Confederates to devastate our lands for a long time will have a very negative impact for our government, which receives extreme political pressure to end the war. Meanwhile, Cavalry Commander Brigadier General John Bufford is skirmishing with Confederate infantry advancing toward the town of Gettysburg. It sounds like an opportunity to attack portions of Lee's army before it assembles. Our forces operating in the region are summoned to rendezvous at Gettysburg and deal with the Confederate threat. Alright, so we're going to put our best corps in the lead, the first corps. It has our most experienced brigades, our most well-armed brigades. It is just a little bit shy of being at full strength. One brigade is a little bit under strength. And the second corps will be the late reinforcements. These guys should come up late in the day, hopefully to stabilize the line if this first corps gets overwhelmed. The third corps will be tomorrow's reinforcements. These guys are the least experienced. It's the smallest corps. Them not being there on day one should not be disastrous, but hopefully if they end up being the forces along the Cemetery Ridge or along Little Round Top, they'll be in good enough defensive positions to hold their own. Okay, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. You can see here we're going to have 92,000 soldiers, 265 guns, 71 brigades, 14 divisions, 5 corps. The enemy, we don't know because we don't have very good recon, but we can estimate around 30,000 troops and 100 guns. I believe that's just the first day attacking force, though. Alright, so a Confederate division of about 7,500 soldiers is marching toward the town of Gettysburg. Their intentions are unknown, but possibly they're seeking to loot the town for supplies and shoes. Ah, the good old shoe myth. General Buford's cavalry has delayed their advance, but he has now decided to defend the ridges west of town, slowing down the enemy until reinforcements arrive. If the enemy secures the high ground south of town, it will be highly desirous terrain, I think it said. Our army is marching from the south, and our first units will soon reach our positions in about an hour from the Emmetsburg Road. The rest of the army is heading our way and is expected to arrive from the Tawnytown Road. Okay. God, these maps are big. Hold the Confederate marauders. Don't let them capture the high ground. Okay. So pause real quick here. See here, we've got Gamble down here in the south. Well, got cavalry I kind of set up all along this front here. Not sure if it's worth, like, maybe let's see. Cover here is 75%. Cover here only 35%. They can go in this kind of not wooded, but in this building area. They'll be in better cover. The good thing is the enemy is advancing over largely open ground. Okay, so we're going to put our troops into best cover we can give them. Try and make sure the enemy doesn't flank us to the north. Alright, so there's a lot of defensive positions and whatnot. Our objective here is to hold McPherson's Ridge, Oak Ridge, and Seminary Ridge. In order to be victorious, we don't have to hold any of this. Seminary Ridge is a victory condition as well. Alright, well, whatever. I think we're setting our troops up in good shape. I'm advancing this one brigade toward these houses. That's going to kind of leave them a little bit exposed. Move some troops around here to kind of guard them. I want them to hold their position there, though. You can see here rebel infantry is coming forward. These guys to hold in their 95% cover. These guys are in only 65% cover, really. Oh, 100% cover now. All right, we'll have them hold. Have these guys hold. And let's actually go ahead and get these guys down here in this defensive work. Go ahead and move the cavalry up a little bit. Maybe to this wood line. I don't know. I feel like I'm not extending my flank far enough. Let's move these guys around to threaten the rebel flank. And we'll have these guys hold. Gamble is within communicating range with all of these troops here in the south. We're going to put a brigade in the fence line. We're going to put another brigade in this house line. Brigade here is in the house line, and then we've got a brigade here in the cover of the woods. I'll bring these cavalry across the river. These guys don't have good cover, but I do think they're on a little bit higher ground. 80 casualties inflicted without a single loss. Nice. What weapons do these guys have? Corpse model 1859s. Alright. Alright, so we've lost a captain wounded. He's commanding one of these. Maybe he's commanding the battery. The battery commander is wounded. Alright, so the rest of Heath's division's coming up. Let's go ahead and hold these guys in place. I don't want them all to get destroyed, but... well, actually, that's a really bad thing to do. Go ahead and pull back. Right around here. We're going to go ahead and refuse your flank. We're going to go ahead and ride this cavalry down here. You can see the rest of Heath's division's coming up. I think we're close to our own reinforcements arriving, though. Okay. Artillery. Interesting. Alright, so we're inflicting really good casualty ratios on the enemy. In fact, we broke, looks like one of their brigades, or maybe they were just skirmishers, I'm not sure. But whatever it was, broke and ran. They're done for this battle. First reinforcements are arriving, so we're holding our positions. Reinforcements are beginning to arrive. We'll teach the rebels a good lesson. Alright, so our corps is starting to arrive. We're buying some time with this cavalry. Let's get these guys over here. Let's get these horsemen down here. And look, 200 to 70, 150 to 11, 13 to 0. That's not great. 270 to 30, 160 to 5. 5 to nothing. All right, meanwhile, our reinforcements are going to start coming on the field at the edge of the map, so we're still going to have to hold out for a while. Right, so they fired a quick volley, then they retreated. I can fire another volley, as long as the enemy doesn't turn to face you. Okay, those skirmishers are retreating north, so we're about to be flanked. The enemy's going to be able to go up and over our position. Yeah, artillery shooting at those horsemen. Alright, so George B. Gamer's coming up, that's us. Meanwhile, our corps are starting to march onto the field of battle. I don't know how far they're going to march on their own. We could start setting up defensive positions along here, along the ridge lines. I'm not sure if we want to do that or not. I'm not sure, again, I'm not really sure how hard I want to try and defend these ridge lines. We'll see, these troops are still coming up here. I don't think this is a particularly good defensive position quite so far in advance. You can see here, it looks like we pushed back a couple brigades on the south. He's having a hard time coming up and over us. I'm just not sure. Do we just want to deploy along these heights? Let the enemy come to us? I mean, these will be pretty good positions in this wood line here. Probably a lot better than facing the enemy in the open. I think that's kind of my instinct, is to go with deploying into these defensive works. We'll put the Iron Brigade here, kind of on the southern edge of the flank. This looks like it's decent cover. It is. Go ahead and put another brigade here, the Irish Brigade here. Springfields. Go here. It's not all of our corps, that's for sure. Put some artillery in this area over here. Alright, so I'm gonna hope I don't end up like like, good point. I don't want to end up like Reynolds at Gettysburg, you know, having my general go all the way up here on his own only to get himself killed. But, you know, Reynolds was a brave fellow. Nice. So Devon's boys came back into this position and kind of routed Davis, or drove him back. Or at least one of the Confederate regiments. Damn Confederate artillery shooting up our horsemen. Alright, you're gonna retreat that way. You're getting hurt too bad. Get into the, if you're gonna stay down here, guys, get into this housing area. Use that as some defensive cover. Alright, so they're not pressing too hard, they're just kind of engaging us in an open fight, which our cavalry is doing a pretty darn good job. Hard not to give these guys props. Alright. Anyone else having issues with the stream being laggy? I notice I'm dropping a few frames. I'm not sure why I'm dropping these frames. Okay. Guys, alright, so Devon's gonna retreat. Damn it. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize if my stream sucks right now. I don't know what it is. I'm recording a non-stream version as well. I don't think it's my CPU, but I am recording kind of a backup one as well. Looks like the enemy's going to try and move up and over. Maybe. We're going to dismount Devon's boys here. These guys have already been in a bit of a fight. We'll kind of set them up here. And let them be kind of a northern defensive. Alright. They're charging Gamble. Ugh. I don't want you to charge them. I just want you to fire a volley at the guys. Come on. Ah, shit. Retreat! Everybody run for your lives! Run for your lives! Every man for himself! And Pleasanton, you guys are going to go up here. We're going to shift the line north a bit. Springfields will go here. Black Hats here. Iron Brigade. Actually... how about you guys run away? Run into the positions. Run! They're gonna flank us to the north. Oh god. What are you guys suicide charge of Devon's 3rd West Virginia. Oh god. Oh boy. Okay, you're gonna go up there, protect that northern flank a little bit. And the cavalry will kind of guard our southern flank. So Gamble's guys are gonna go down here. The horsemen will go here. Buford and Gamer pull back behind the lines. We're gonna lose this ridge, but that's okay. Alright. There you go. Pleasanton just fired a good little volley into the rebels there. Springfields are about to get into position, hopefully, shortly. Rebels are trying to swing north. We know, obviously, that Early's troops are going to come north at some point. So... this can't be my whole 1st Corps. This is just like a division of my corps, I think. There go the heroic West Virginia boys, running through our lines, routing and running for their lives. Why is the cover so poor in this defensive position? All right, more reinforcements are coming up. More brigades are arriving. Quickly secure the ridges. Additional Confederate divisions approach from the west. It seems the army of General Lee is massing to attack us. Okay, fine. All right, so if these guys... what kind of cover do I get here? So I get better cover literally just outside of whatever position these guys are in. Might as well go into that position. I'll let the cavalry kind of sit in the fort. Because literally I just step outside the line and I'm in better cover than I was before, it seems. Right? Or maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to read. Alright, more of our troops are coming up. That's fine. I think our southern line is pretty secure. I think these guys, 3 more brigades are coming up. Go ahead and send them to the northern end of the line. Go ahead and put these guys kind of in the flank. And maybe put these guys in the town? Or just put them on this ridge line over here? We don't have enough artillery on the ridge line either. Need some ammo for some of these troops. Did we bring an ammo wagon? I don't see one yet. The way the game treats cover is a little bit weird, in my view. It says 150% here. So if I move them there, will they really be in 150% cover or no? So we've got 2 brigades. Pleasanton is in pretty good cover too. Eek. I'm trying to preserve my army as much as I can. Oh, Davis taking a bit of a beating there on that volley. Alright, so bringing up more reserves. Some of my best troops are just sitting on this ridgeline doing nothing. Bring some cavalry up to threaten their flank. I don't want to use up all my good troops. There's another day of fighting to go, but... Let's move myself. George Big Gamer, the hero of Gettysburg. You're going to move north. I don't know why I'm using that accent. It's not a big hole. These guys are deployed all along this way right here. You can see their volley fire. There's a little bit of a hole here, but not really. I think the northern line is in decent enough shape. What are they shooting at? Oh, Archer. Now, I would be in a little bit of trouble if the Confederates tried to melee me as Archer's brigade melts away. Hopefully one more volley and he's dead. Gamble, you should get some nice little morale perks for me being here. Maybe run you up there? I don't know if you can you withstand one more volley? Nope. Run! Get into position! Alright. So... Archer's retreating. Or one of his regiments is retreating. Pettigrew's charging by the looks of it? That ain't good. Quick, reload! Shoot your goddamn volley in his face. Alright. Hunter's division spotted. The rebels are reinforcing the area and seem to be preparing for a large attack. Great. Just great. Exactly what we want. The nice thing is Devon's brigade here with their... they're not repeaters per se, but they are sharps, which make them very effective in close order combat. Because if you got them behind an enemy unit, then don't chase them into the open, guys. Get back into cover. Alright, more regiments are coming up. Bit of a hole here, actually. I think. They're really not threatening the southern portion of the line at all, though. Okay, Meager is in the works. Springfields are supporting. Gamble's flanks extended. Price is moving. I need more troops. I could shift more of these troops away. I suppose the enemy is clearly showing their intention to focus north on my northern position. Dismount. Move forward. Trying to destroy this regiment of archers. There you go. That regiment is gone from the field. Huzzah. Uh-oh. More meleeing. Reload faster. There you go. Davis should be done. He should be dead before this regiment should be gone before it has a chance to retreat out of range. Really? That's all you did? There you go. That regiment is gone from the field as well. Huzzah! Alright. Advancing my own cavalry up the enemy flank. Our cavalry is eating almost all the enemy artillery at the moment. We're also forcing these regiments to turn their flanks and expose them to our larger infantry regiments that are in the woods. So again, this cavalry isn't going to be terribly useful, I don't think, in further battles. But if it can, you know, mess up the Confederates here, ruin their day a bit, might be nice. Act as a bit of a distraction for them. Looks like another regiment just routed from the field, and another regiment there. They're more than doing their job. Alright. Well, there's a little bit of mythology to the Buford cavalry at Gettysburg, where it's kind of implying they were more heavily engaged than they really were. Often, that's kind of the story that gets told with regards to them. But certainly in the case of this battle, boy oh boy, that is 100% truth. Alright. Shifting one more brigade north. This cavalry dies. Largely no good purpose. Alright, retreat back into the woods. Get some cover under you. Oh boy, Gamble. I'm trying to get Gamble up here, hopefully to destroy this remaining regiment of archers. Doesn't look like he's able to fire volleys, so that didn't quite work out. Price, you advance, get in the fight a bit there. You haven't fired any shots yet. There you go. Perrin's running. There you go. Two of the cavalry, remnants of two of the cavalry units. We're going to put one of them in our defensive works down south. Our northern flank, by the way, is completely exposed. Just going to call that out. The enemy comes down this ridgeline, we're fucked. That's the intent with being a little bit more assertive here, is by destroying several of these enemy regiments in Heath's division. You know, Hill's corps is going to be somewhat weakened. More of our brigades deploy. Alright. Good news, the rest of your corps' reinforcements have just arrived. We expect more troops late in the evening, so we have to hold the ridges with what we have. Okay? I assume we're getting close to where Rhodes and the other Confederate divisions. The really bad news is that more Confederate forces are coming from the north. And northeast. They are divisions of Ewell's Corps, and they threaten our army's flank. Okay. Fine, we'll deal with that when they get here. We're going to take Irish Brigade, deploy them here. The rest of the units are many hours away. What does this say? We're going to defend in the town, or along this edge of this town here with these corps. Supply also probably should go here. Seems kind of far south to defend from. But if we go all the way up here to Blucher's Knoll, we're going to really expose our flank and really bad defensive terrain. This is all really flat. The enemy can just come down on us. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. Trying to do as much damage to these rebels as I can before really bad news happens. Let's go ahead and put some of our cavalry up there. It's maybe a bit of a screen or a warning of when these troops arrive. Alright everyone, we're going to go ahead and cut this video off here. We're about halfway through the first day of the Battle of Gettysburg. We've successfully held off General Heath and the rest of Hill's division on the western front, but we have elements of Ewell's corps that are now advancing down from the south, or at least they will be shortly, to threaten our flank. And we're a little bit overextended, so we'll see how we fight out going forward. We've really had a large number of our cavalry brigades kind of shot up or used up a bit. We're deploying some of these north while we get some additional infantry reserves, but we're really spread very thin over a very long front. And while we've met with the enemy's resistance thus far very successfully, I think, we'll see how things go going forward. With that being said, guys, this was taken from a live stream, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I am going to go ahead and end this video here, and we're going to just kind of move on forward in the next one, fighting off the rest of the first day's battle at Gettysburg. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know your thoughts below. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.